Hey lads, I'm not the greatest chess player, but I am in the 98.4th percentile, so maybe I know a bit of something, I don't know. Somebody in my Discord chat, you should all join the Discord chat, reached out to me and said that they were struggling at chess and they're about a 900 elo. They go about 800 to 1100 and they keep dropping back and forth in between those ranges. So what I decided to do was call him up on Discord and see if we can help him. Let's do this. Slink, how you doing?
Oh, I'm ready to make some blunders, dude.
So we've got the classroom pulled up here. Do you want to just tell everyone what openings you know and what openings do you play?
Oh, man. So I don't really know any openings, but usually I just go for like something like this and I'll go here. And then, I try to do this kind of idea where I hit this pawn and
Yep.
my elo, which is 900, 1000, sometimes it works, but I also get myself trapped where they take my pawn or sometimes they push this pawn and then I go here and then they just take my
Yeah. Take the knight.
yeah, it ends up being like pretty tricky. Sometimes I just push this, but that's about all I know with white.
Okay.
So for black,
Yeah, for black.
pretty much just go like this and then they'll do something like this and I'll go there. Sometimes they take and then I recapture like this. Sometimes they don't, but usually in these games I don't do so well.
Okay.
But if they push queen's pawn, I feel more comfortable because then I can go like this and then
Okay.
get like this idea in, attacking this pawn. And
Yep.
they usually bring out their knight to defend it. So then I bring out my knight and then we go from there. And apparently that's called the French.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it looks like you're kind of trying to play the French against e4 and d4.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of. Yeah. But no,
Up as much as I can.
hey, that's great. So the first opening that you were talking about was I never play e4. Actually, do you know the difference between e4 and d4?
I don't.
So e4 is like a way more tactical game.
Okay.
Like if played at the highest level, I guess, because like at our level, like it's any game could become tactical and any game could become positional, but d4 openings are much more positional. So if you just sort of learn the position and you can always kind of get a good position that you want, it's much easier to. But e4 openings become super tactic heavy very quickly. So yeah, I never play e4 openings. So I would suggest if you're open to learning a new opening, I really think the JOBAVA is a really solid opening because the same opening moves are always played and you just you follow the same sort of ideas. And it's like an aggressive opening that it can be aggressive if you want it to be aggressive, and it can be very safe and positional if you want it to be that way.
Okay.
You wanna try it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so you want to play the pieces for white and I'll play them for black.
Okay.
And we could just talk about what you're trying to do. So the first thing, like the first move in chess, why would you move one of the center pawns and not this pawn?
To control the center, right?
Yeah. And the center is super important because like if a knight is sitting here on g1, he can only hit 3 squares, right? He's not super powerful, but if a knight is sitting over here on d4, he can hit all these squares, so he's just like way more powerful. And that's actually true for every single piece,
Yeah.
except for the rook. I think like the rook can always hit 8 squares this way and 8 squares this way.
Yeah.
And so if the rook's in the middle, it can hit 8 squares this way and 8 squares this way.
Yeah.
So I think the rook's the only one that's like just as powerful wherever it is. But generally you want to get your pieces controlling the middle, and you're gonna have more powerful pieces. Okay, so d4 is your opening. So
Let's go.
go for d4. Okay, and a common response, people play d5 a lot of the time. So that's probably one of the most common responses.
That's what I would play if I was playing against this because I'm going for that
French. Yeah. French is actually this first, and then they play the pawn up.
Right.
But whatever way you do, I mean, you get to the same position. So
is
okay,
like this?
yeah, knight c3. So the knight always jumps out here, and you're immediately attacking a pawn. You're controlling the center squares with your knight, so your knight's on a really good square.
You need to
okay.
defend this pawn now.
Well, I am with my queen.
Right. Right. So,
Okay, but yeah, let's say I go into a French. Okay, that's cool. I could develop my knight and attack this pawn. I could develop my other knight and defend my own pawn, like an extra defender, and leave a hole here for my bishop to develop. The problem with playing the French is my bishop's kind of trapped,
yeah, yeah.
if that makes
My
sense.
bishop. Yeah, I always find that.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Okay, so your next move.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Okay.
Okay, why are you doing that?
I'm putting pressure on this pawn, I guess. And then am I
Yeah.
threatening this?
Yeah,
Okay.
nice.
So it's kind of like a little bit like mirror image, really, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of similar. It is a little different. Yeah, but nice. So,
I actually have
so maybe my.
I actually have a question.
Yeah.
If we go back a bit, what if you do
Yeah.
this? How
That's called the England Gambit.
okay.
I hate the England Gambit.
Kind of ruins plans of playing this and this, right?
No, it doesn't. It's just think of what are you trying to do in the opening?
Control the center
Yeah, and
and
do
develop
you
pieces, right?
and develop pieces? Yeah, and if somebody chucks a pawn at you, what do you think about when they do that? What are your immediate thoughts?
feel like
Develop
just take
or
this.
yeah, just take it, right?
Right.
Because it's free.
Yeah.
I'm not defending that pawn. So if people chuck free pieces at you, a lot of the time you can just take it, and actually taking it's the best move.
Okay.
But in the England Gambit, once you take this, so you take the pawn, now I can start attacking that pawn. So I'm attacking this pawn, and what is your thought?
I'm up a pawn, so I'm okay to lose that one. So maybe I just develop.
That's really a really good way to think. I don't think like that when I play chess. I'm like, hey, I'm up a pawn. I want to keep my advantage.
Okay.
So a lot of people would think, maybe I'll defend that pawn,
Yeah.
right? And now maybe I think I'm going to attack that pawn again. So what's the only way you can defend that pawn again?
Like this, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so play that move. And now what's your opening? Do you have any idea what this opening is?
Bad.
Like you're just like you're out of theory. You don't know what you're doing,
Yeah.
right? Because you're in a new position because you've decided to just take some pawn. So that's what happens with gambits. So you have to be really careful about gambits, because the other person probably knows all the correct moves. And look what he can do here immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Check, and what is he hitting?
Yeah. True.
Your bishop, right?
I have
So if you
maybe.
yeah, you could do that to defend the bishop, but like a lot of the time you could mistakenly do something like this, and then they grab a free bishop.
You know what? I
And-
always do that, and then they take my B pawn. I lose my B pawn every game. I swear.
So actually, in this position, the best move is to come back, and
Oh, I didn't even see that. Yeah. True.
yeah, is to come back and hit the queen, but the queen can take the B pawn,
Yeah.
right? So this is actually all main line, and it's actually better for white, but I think when you're starting out, like you could learn this whole line, and like the best response here is to develop the knight,
Yep.
because the queen now protects the rook, and then you're gonna move the rook over and kick the queen away, and then they're gonna bring in another piece, and it just gets really complicated. But at the end of the day, this is a way better line for white. You're able to develop better than black is. So I think like a lot of the time it is better to if you do grab a pawn, maybe just allow it to be retaken and just develop how you normally would develop, and try to get a position that you normally would be able to get, and then you can like follow your ideas.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask about that.
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, I hate this move. Because I feel like I need to just like, I know it's a bad move, it's a bad gambit, because white does have an advantage if they play correctly, but I've never just like been disciplined enough to learn all the correct lines for white. Okay, so you played queen's pawn. I'm gonna play this move.
Right. So my
What are you gonna do?
go like that.
Develop the knight. Great. I'm gonna play the French.
Okay. And then we go here.
You developed, and now I'm going to attack your pawn.
Right.
But you are defending it. What would be a move that you would want to do here?
I think the
Any
move
ideas?
is to make the pyramid, right? So there.
Yeah, I think that's the best move actually.
Okay.
To make the pyramid. But you don't have to do that. Why would you make the pyramid? What does that allow you to do?
Get my bishop out.
Yeah, that's
Maybe I
exactly
can
right.
pin it
Not to that square though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, okay. So you could pin it. Okay. Is pinning the knight a good move?
I mean, if I hang on, let's go back. I know. I guess you need to make a move after this.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
yeah.
let's say I developed the knight here. What was your idea initially? Do you remember after your first two moves, what was something you were thinking about?
This.
Yeah. Okay, can that still happen?
Oh, I'd have to move my knight here.
Yeah. Okay. So that is actually something you can do in the JOBAVA. So you always need to be looking for this idea. You get those two pieces out early, you can still go for it, especially in low elo. Like if you're playing under 1500 elo, like so often my opponents bring out both their knights. Like a lot of the time actually they do this. You bring out that knight, so they bring out this one to defend because you're attacking, and then you bring out your bishop and they do this move. Okay, they haven't done the three moves here. They do this a little early, right?
Yeah.
So this is already a huge mistake.
Oh man.
So
I go there, right?
yeah, you go there. And how do I stop you?
Yeah, there's no stopping it really.
Well, there is, but it's kind of difficult. What's the one move that can sort of stop it?
Need to defend here with more than just the queen.
Yeah.
Can we move the knight? No, I guess I don't even see a way.
Okay, so you could move the king, right?
You can move the rook there, and then you're not
You could move the rook.
like forked.
Okay, that would be a blunder. Why is that a blunder? The reason you're thinking about taking the piece with what?
The knight. Oh, now I could just take it like this.
Yeah, with the bishop. Okay, so now you're forking the queen and the rook.
Yeah.
So black's in trouble.
So
Okay, so I wouldn't defend on b8. What would be another thing for black to do?
how can we defend this? I mean, king here, but that seems really bad.
Yeah, why is it bad?
King, because you can't castle anymore, and the king's just out in the middle. Like it seems like
Yeah, it's a sitting duck.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can ever get a king to stay in the middle and like he hasn't been able to castle, you can like abuse him. You know, if you get more development, you can open up the middle of the board. You just push your pawns forwards, take, and the position's all of a sudden open, and it's all of a sudden a really good position for you because their king is in the middle.
Oh, I got it. That move.
Hey, there you go.
Is that it?
That's the move, right? And so when you think about how to defend, you think of three things. You say, can I take the piece that's attacking me? Can I defend my piece, or can I block? Or maybe you're defending, you could also move the piece away, but in this position you can't move the pawn. And even if you could move the pawn, the knight can still check the king and the rook. So yeah, you find the best response for black. What would you do as white here if this happened to you?
Okay, I'm kind of getting forked.
Okay.
This pawn is defended twice, and it's attacked
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
This pawn is attacked twice and defended once. So maybe I just
Okay.
take it.
Yeah, that's the best move actually. Now you can take it with the pawn as well. Both moves I think they're both winning, but it's better to take with the bishop.
Because you're still threatening.
No, you are still threatening that, exactly. And now what does black what are they sort of, they have two options here.
I reckon there.
Yeah, bishop out, that's one option. Or what's another option?
Let's see.
How can black either defend their piece or take your piece?
Defend or take. Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah,
they can capture your bishop.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of the time when I play this as white, I've had so many games on the channel, the series, in this exact opening. Here, black can just take the bishop. So black takes the bishop, and now what do you do as white?
Recap.
Yeah, recapture. Okay. What am I going to do as black? And you can honestly, you can think through all these moves before you make that first. Like we can go back a few moves. Like even here, he's going to move the pawn, and I'm going to take, and he's going to take, and I'm going to take. So you can already kind of think about this before you've, made that first decision to take. Now there's a really cool tactic in this position for white. The knight a lot of the time will move to g4, okay?
Right.
Because what are they trying to do? They're trying to attack this pawn. So here there's a really cool move as white. Can you spot it? Now don't look at the engine or anything. Just try to figure this out on your own if you can. There's a really cool move.
I think if I move this pawn, then I'm attacking the knight.
Okay.
And then if I put the pawn here, it would be attacking this pawn as well. So then I'd be
Okay.
two things at once.
Okay. And is that knight defended?
Oh, it is. It is defended. Okay.
Yeah. So
that's kind of a pointless attack.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a pointless attack. What other pieces could you go after in this position?
The pawn's kind of out here. It's easily defended though, I think.
Oh, how is it defended right now?
Oh yeah, by the queen, right?
Okay. So can you take it?
No. I can't.
Okay. But try to think a little bit more outside the box. What moves are available to you if you do take that pawn?
If I take that pawn,
All right, take it.
he's gonna. Okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna take your queen. Okay, and now what can you do as white?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What happened, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly. But if you're remembering, like in this whole opening, you're going after that c7 pawn, and the c7 pawn is only defended by the queen, so you don't need your bishop to defend your knight anymore. So, like that's pretty cool. And now white's actually winning. They're in a winning position here because of this.
yeah, they have to move their king, and then
Yeah, and then you grab that, you grab that queen, and you can. You're castling and your rook's like lined up with the king.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty disgusting. If the king had gone to e7 instead, then their bishop's stuck, and when you take that, they're in check. So
I think the most likely move would be here or here. So
yeah, d8's actually the best move.
okay, really?
Yeah. So king d8, they take, and now black's maybe he's going to develop his knight. Maybe he's going to take this pawn back, but whatever he does, like white has a really good position. The king hasn't castled. That's the main difference. The king's in the open. He's stuck in the open, and white can castle very easily and get their pieces out.
For sure.
So like when you're playing the opening, you're trying to get like a desired position. But let's say something else completely different happens. So let's say the pawn opens up here. I respond with the pawn. You develop your knight. I develop this knight, you bring out your bishop, and let's say they mirror and they bring this bishop out. Would it be smart for you to go after this pawn?
I feel like in the fried liver, it's like a counter attack and like can backfire if you go.
It can. Yeah, it can. Yeah, exactly. So what is another way that black can defend that pawn if you go for it? So let's make this move here as white. What's another way you can defend it?
So there's this. Does that still work? I think that still works.
Well, did it ever work?
Right. Yeah, we ended up trading queens and castling queenside.
Yeah, because when you make this move, like here, it doesn't work now because you can't capture it.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have a knight out.
Yeah.
So it's just basically giving a free pawn. So that doesn't work. But even when it did, you had this trick.
Yeah.
So that's not a great move. What's another way to defend?
Does that work?
You could push the pawn, but then where can the knight go?
It can just jump in there. Right.
Yeah, it can just jump in. Exactly. So
regardless of whether the pawn's there or if it's being attacked. Okay. So
exactly.
Can the knight do anything? I don't know.
So there's one move for black here that's different. Now you got to think about what's different in this position. Black moved the bishop instead of moving the knight. And so if the knight is here, how can the knight defend this?
Yeah.
So can the knight jump somewhere to defend this pawn?
Oh, it can go here.
Yeah, a6, exactly. So that's why this position's different. And black can just jump there, and now he defends it, and there's no attack. White can't do anything because they've got a queen defending, and they've got a knight defending.
It's kind of an awkward square, though.
It is an awkward square, but like it's also awkward for you to have like developed your knight here, because now on the next move it's probably going to get kicked and you're just going to have to jump back, and then black can bring his knight back, or you can even come back to here and and come back. And so it's just sort of a waste of time for everyone. So the attack doesn't work anymore. So you can always try to be looking for this, but you got to remember, like, what are some of the typical responses from black? Can they be played? So I only ever go for this attack when I see both of the knights are out.
Yeah, but if they mirror me with the bishop,
If they mirror you with the bishop, you can go for something else.
it doesn't really work. So
It doesn't work because of a6.
yeah, okay.
So here, as white, what are you thinking? Now, I asked this question earlier, and you said go for the pyramid, right?
Yeah,
So you can still go for the pyramid, and I think going for that pyramid move, e3, is the best move, and this is like the typical way you can develop. There are other ideas, though. I know every time I see that bishop come out, I'm thinking, okay, I can start attacking, and I'm thinking I wanna push all my pawns and attack on the king side. And a lot of the time, black wants to castle king side when you play the JOBAVA. Like, it's very rare for black to castle this way into a bishop and into a knight. That are already kind of looking at it. So they're probably going to try to like push this pawn, bring out their bishop, and castle this way. So if we can get a lead on already pushing these pawns, then that's really good. And it's much easier to push pawns when there's a piece to push them into. So like if this bishop's here, we could think about, you know, attacking it. We can think about pushing this pawn and attacking it. So you said earlier going e3. I think this is the best move. This is one way, because now we can attack this bishop, and our queen is defending. Oh, sorry, our queen's defending here.
can we?
So we can attack her.
Because if I put a pawn there, there's this
Yeah,
bishop
you got it.
and this knight on that.
Yeah, there's two. So we can't do it quite yet, but we are thinking of that idea. Like let's say they do here, and we play the pawn up here. Now you can go for this and this, or you can go for this and this, and then this, because the knight comes here, and the knight is holding this square, and the pawn is in here, and the queen is holding this square. So we have a knight defending it and a queen defending it.
Oh yeah.
And white's only response is to move, and they can't move to here because of the knight. I mean, they could, and there could be a trade of pieces, but if the pawn is here, they can't. They can't come to here because of the pawn. They can't take here because of the queen. So their only response really is to go back.
Yeah.
So
And we're kind of like gaining momentum like that.
gaining momentum, gaining space, and you're already sort of attacking on the king side.
Yeah.
So let's try this. Okay, so what would be your next move here as white? You're trying to set up going for that for that bishop.
Bam.
Okay, so you're deciding to go with the knight. I think both moves work. You can go for this move, or you can go for this move. Both work.
Okay.
So yeah, you've gone for this move.
Like here as well.
You can, and actually, a lot of the time, it's good to save this move, because the bishop can come here and try to take this, and
Oh, nice. Yeah.
you could recapture with your knight. So that's really good if you wanna consider that. I've actually, a lot of the time I've gone for this idea with the knight, but recently I've been playing this move with white, which I've kind of been liking it, because it's allowing me really to push this quickly, and then pushing the H pawn, and I'll try to like just move my queen up, and I'll castle fairly quickly. My bishop can slide out here. I can even just put my bishop here behind and defend the pawn. I can put my bishop here, and I can trade off the bishop. So let's have a look at this. Okay, so the pawn comes up, so now I'm playing as black. Maybe I play h6. This is quite common, because h6 gives me a square for my bishop to come back
Yeah,
to.
the hidey hole. And then I'm just going
The hidey hole.
away.
Yeah, and now I can go right into the hidey hole. Or I can come to g6. And that can kind of make you think, okay, I'm going to push the pawn again. And now you're thinking, okay, I have the hidey hole, but maybe I need to develop my pieces, because I don't need to use that hidey hole yet, and they're going to waste the tempo pushing again. So you always want to be, as black and white, you want to be trying to develop your pieces. But here you've got a big pawn storm coming. Maybe for here I would play my bishop out, you know, going for this.
Then I would just go straight for that knight move. Like that.
You could, yeah, exactly. Or if you're not really worried about this side of the board, you're not really worried about these pawns or whatever, you want to just like move your king up with the attack. That's one option. You can do that. But if you want to keep this option of castling, then you would definitely want to move the knight.
Yeah, for sure. I guess being there would block the bishop too. So yeah.
It does block the bishop. So a lot of the time here, maybe moving your bishop out is slightly better. The best move here in the position is moving the knight actually, and saving that bishop for later. But yeah, this is a good move.
If you don't mind, can we rewind a bit?
Yeah.
Because this whole line is coming down from if they move the bishop out.
Yeah.
So what if they do what I would do, which is go there?
Yeah. A6. Okay, good. Good. So here, I think the most common thing that I would normally have done would have been to go after this. But again, this doesn't really work because of knight a6.
Yeah.
And it just seems like a waste of time. So here, what are you trying to go for normally in the JOBAVA? What was that normal move that you're normally going for?
Pyramid. So we want
pyramid.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Another move you could do is maybe instead of doing this, you can prevent this whole idea if you want. That's called what's the word for it? Prophylactic.
Oh,
Prophylactic move.
Yeah.
Just preventing your opponent's ideas. So when you see your opponent make a move, you think like, okay, what's their plan? Okay, they moved this. They're obviously thinking about bringing their bishop out. So now I'm going to go here. So you're just basically thinking of what's your opponent thinking.
I'm just reading their minds.
Reading their minds and frustrating them.
Maybe there is best. Yeah, then I can do this.
Yep.
Because the knight here is pretty good, I think, right?
Yeah, it's good here, but it can be pinned very easily, and now you can develop your own knight and stop that whole idea.
If I go, and then he doesn't take it, now my knight is just blocking my bishop, and it's hard to castle.
So how would you? Okay, let's look at that. Okay, so I don't take. Maybe here I castle.
Right.
This is good for me. What can you do to get rid of that stupid?
I just gotta kick it. Right.
There you go. Yeah, and if I don't take, let's say I come back to here, this isn't so good for me. Why is this not so good?
Kick it again. This is pretty common in my elo.
Yeah, and that's actually, I think it's the best move. But I'm forced back again, and now you're pushing pawns on this side of the board. You're keeping these pawns back, and you're probably going to castle this way.
Yeah.
If you don't want to, you don't have to. But like here, the bishop's not here, so you're not really able to like push this with any momentum. The king is castled on this side of the board, so pushing these pawns is a good way to attack. And you've kind of ruined your pawn structure here, and you probably don't want to castle this way. But a lot of the time in the JOBAVA, you can push these pawns, and you can just keep your king behind them. I think that's kind of underrated.
Yeah,
but
I've never tried that before.
Yeah, keeping the king back is it's good. I've done it in a few games, and I've really enjoyed that. Okay, cool. So what if they don't play this pawn move? What's another thing they could do? You know what you're going for if they bring the knight out. You know what you're going for if they bring the bishop out.
Actually, I kind of already forgot what I do if they do that.
If they bring the bishop out, you remember you're having this idea of pushing the pawns and going after it.
Yeah, going
and
up.
You're saving this for this, or you're going here and you're defending this way.
Yeah, so I'm just killing the bishop.
You're going after the bishop, and you're developing your pieces while you are, and you're pushing these pawns because black's probably trying to castle this way.
What if they do this?
Yeah, I mean, that's a move. I hate these kind of gambit moves because you can take it, right? You can take it, but this actually kind of ruins your setup, and you kind of get out of your whole theory of what you want to do.
Yeah.
I think honestly, if you see these kinds of moves, just go for your basic setup. Play e3. Just go for this typical pyramid.
Am I right to think like taking this way instead of bringing this pawn up, taking this way is maybe bad because like this pawn and this pawn are my center pawns, and if I take away from the center, then he's got 2 pawns in the center, and I've only got 1.
Well, yeah. Well, one thing is to take is a mistake. Have you heard of that saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's very true. So just basically the reason taking is a mistake is you've wasted a tempo, and now they have the initiative. They are able to make a developing move. Maybe they want to push the pawn and attack.
So hang on. If they go, or if they push this pawn, and I don't
Yeah, and
take,
you take, or you don't take.
yeah, I don't take and I go here, and then they take. Isn't this also
Yeah,
bad because now I've lost a center pawn, and they still have two center pawns that can potentially control the center of the board?
yeah. It doesn't look so good for white here, and I think a lot of the time you would probably take back here,
Yeah.
but you still have this idea of bringing the knight out, and yeah, they have a6 here, but there's no pawn here to kick your knight away anymore.
Oh yeah.
So like this can just sort of sit here and be annoying
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
like for ages.
Yeah.
Um,
How are you gonna kick
uh,
that?
yeah, I think what I would do here is probably I would probably just develop.
Oh yeah.
I just develop and get ready to castle. You just leave this sitting here. Like don't worry about it. They haven't kicked it yet. I think they can eventually kick it. Maybe they wanna play this move, but even if they do take it, you take. And now you've got a bishop checking. And how do you defend that? You got to maybe bring your knight back, and it's just not so good. So like just like if stuff gets really awkward in the Jabava, just remember like develop, develop your pieces. So here, stuff's gotten weird. Okay, develop your pieces. Maybe they want to develop their bishop here.
When I'm playing, and I get into like that position, like
Mm,
where we like here, 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 um,
yeah,
and then castle or something. Um,
yeah.
and then I castle, and I don't know, maybe you go here or something. But like I think I will go for this queen move before I do this like more safe move because the idea is a bit more clear. Like from this position, I don't really know what I'm gonna do next. Like, do I go
Mm.
here? Do I don't know.
You want to attack the king before he gets to safety?
Yeah, and
It's
like
tempting.
I think it's just like more clear for me to attack like right away than to go from like I don't really see any way to attack from this position. I guess it's black's move right now, but it's hard for me
Mm.
to see like where to go.
A lower rated player likes to just go for some quick, greedy, fast attack that looks tempting, and I do it all the time. I'm not saying like yeah, I don't. Like I always do it, but like I think it's much better for a player to just make slow developing moves, and the plans are gonna come. If your knight's here, this is pretty solid. Like it's a solid developing move, and you've allowed your king to castle to safety. And it's going to be harder for black to attack you. I think now you're like thinking like, okay, he goes knight c7. You're like, whoa, where's my attack? What am I going to do in this position?
Hmm.
Just make a slow developing move, like some slow move that can like help a piece. What piece for white here isn't developed?
Um, the queen
Okay,
isn't
the
developed.
queen's not on a great square. You want to connect your rooks. That's a great idea.
My first thought is that just because it's like deep in black's territory and like hitting some squares, you know?
Do you want to trade this piece off, this knight off for this bishop?
No, because this bishop sucks and my knight's better, right?
Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't go for that, but like, yeah, you could jump in here and start causing some stress for black. I mean, I think that's good. Another piece that you could develop here in this position is this rook. Maybe you want to get it here into the center. Maybe you want to get this rook into the center. But also, this piece is attacked. Maybe you wanna force, like this kind of thing could happen, and that's not bad.
Oh yeah.
Because your piece is threatened here. I would probably look for a way to connect my rooks and get my queen on a central square. Like that's one of the first things I learned in chess is develop your minor pieces. Oh look, they're all developed.
Yep.
Get your queen on a central square. Okay, so the queen can go to one of these squares. Looks like a good square here because we're attacking this.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even see that. That is pretty good. But then this knight is defending. But maybe if it moves.
That well, then there's your plan of attack. Like
Yeah.
maybe we trade this off
Yeah.
and go for a pawn. Honestly, I think below 1500, below 1400 maybe, just get your pieces developed, get your queen on a good square, and then your rooks are connected. Maybe try to get them into the game. I think those are the starting moves for developing. You've kind of looked at some ways to open with this JOBAVA,
Yeah.
and your ideas, like once you've learned an opening and you've got these ideas set up, then you're gonna, as you play the game, you're gonna see what are natural responses from black. Maybe they make this silly idea here, and you can go after the c7 pawn. Maybe they bring their bishop out, and you can start attacking it. Maybe they go after this, and you want to make the pyramid and defend the knight that's here. But you've got these ideas in your head, and now you're gonna move much quicker, and black's gonna make a mistake. Like they're not gonna know these ideas that you have. They're gonna be like, oh, my clock's ticking, I'm gonna move quicker, and you're gonna find something. I mean, if you play an opening enough, you're gonna start playing it way better more often.
Yeah, I think that's like
Yeah.
a good like foundation. I'll give it a try for sure.
All right, lads. So Slink is going to try to play the JOBAVA London, the system that he has just learned. So we are watching literally a few minutes after we just talked through all of these ideas, a game that he is playing with all of his own thoughts. So you'll be able to see exactly how a 900 ELO thinks. And I'm going to just sort of commentate while he's playing what I think could be better, what he maybe messed up a bit, or what he's doing really, really well. So let's just see how this goes. After this game, I'll do one more game of him having played the JOBAVA for a few days and see if he's able to get any success with some of the ideas that we talked about.
Okay, here we go. Play. We got the white pieces. All right, let's go. This guy's from America, and he's... Okay. Now, my move is this.
Nice.
He's defending that pawn.
We'll see if he makes any mistakes in the opening. This looks good.
Okay, bishop out. I think we just go for this.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Bishop move. Yeah.
And we talked about when the bishop comes to the side, you want to kick it.
Can I do this? He can just go there. I think he doesn't have any knights out or anything. Maybe I do like this idea. Because the bishop is out. He's trapped. The bishop is trapped.
He's got the right idea.
Do I go there? I'm going to go there.
Wrong order. So if we remember, you want to play e3 first and then play f3. Because if you play f3 first, then you can't develop your knight to e2.
Okay. Oh, maybe I should have gone there first. So that I can do this knight move. Maybe I can still do that. I think I messed up the order. I was supposed to go for... Oh, damn. Alright. Well, my pawn structure is kind of ruined now. But...
That's okay.
That's okay, maybe. Maybe that's okay. I don't have any option to do this, like, knight thing anymore. So, that's a bummer. But I can push this pawn now. That looks pretty good. Where's this bishop going? There? Maybe I do that.
You've kind of given up castling rights here, though, so...
Yeah, okay.
I would be thinking of putting my king behind my pawns.
So I want to make good developing moves. I could go here and then recapture with queen. I think I'll do that. Because if I put my knight there, then it's blocked. So I'll go there.
I feel like this is pretty solid. Like, honestly, he's making really good moves here. I might have gone h4 just to continue pushing the bishop, but
I'm also looking at this pawn. It's not defended right now, so I could put my bishop there, but I guess then he could just go there.
he's analyzing really well.
Oh, he's making a hidey hole. If I capture right now, he has to recapture with pawn. Is that good for me?
I feel like that is good for him. So he would capture there. He recaptured the pawn. He goes queen d3. And then he could be attacking that
to take
pawn.
him is a mistake. But is it a mistake this time if I'm ruining his pawn structure? Because if I go there and then he recaptures, then I can go here and he can't kick me with his pawn. And I can target this pawn. Or do I just make a move like that or something so I can castle? I'm just going to take it. This might be a mistake. But I don't know. I guess he can just come there. No, I can kill this pawn.
Yeah, I would go for the queen move. Develop the queen, and then you have a queen and a bishop in the attack, not just a bishop. But I like what he's going for. It's exciting.
Where does this knight go? Oh, I didn't see that. That's a good way to defend. Dang. Okay.
I'm really hoping he moves a queen.
This pawn is kind of weak as well. I could go there and then target this. I don't want to take his knight, obviously, because then he'll undouble his pawns. There, and then I'm targeting this and this. Then he could go there. I don't know. I'll try it out. I suppose I could have come here instead.
I just like how he's thinking through everything.
Let's go for it.
He also needs to get the queen in.
He doesn't have any checks or anything.
I hope he also walks a king up.
He could bring this knight out. Oh, that's a fork right there. Look at that. That's a crazy fork.
He spotted a good fork. We'll see if his opponent spots it.
He needs to defend this. How can he defend that? He could go queen here or rook there. Oh, he's disconnected. How would he defend this?
His way of defending is with the queen.
Does he need? Yeah, he needs to defend that. I guess he can go there or there. What other moves does he have? Is that it? Okay, he went there.
So now there's a free pawn.
I think now he's on this light square diagonal. So he could kind of come down to this square maybe at some point and
Take the pawn on c7.
hit my king. So maybe I need to like try to control this square or something. Oh, hang on. This pawn is still free. I just take that pawn.
Oh.
Hey, we won a... No, wait a minute. Oh, man. It was free until he moved the queen. Okay, that's really bad. Well, we're only down 2 points.
Yeah, he's only down a little bit. So he got a pawn for a piece. So he could have grabbed the next pawn there with the bishop to c7. That would have been 2 pawns for the piece.
Maybe we go there.
He's still in it.
I don't know. My bishop's pretty good. Like, he's got 2 knights. Oh, okay. Oh, this pawn is free.
Nice.
This pawn's defended twice. I can take that pawn, I'm pretty sure. I'm not going to lose my bishop now, am I? Okay.
Okay, so he's got 2 pawns for the piece.
Maybe we can still win this game.
Definitely winnable. He shouldn't be given up.
Actually, coming here could be a move as well. I think we're maybe weak on the light squares, and on the dark squares we're a bit stronger because there's no bishop to bully me around. What's he doing with this knight? He can't go there. He's probably going to go like there. Or is he coming here? Why would he go there?
Well, a5, he loses to the bishop.
I need to get my... Oh, what about this move? Then I can hit this pawn. And he can't defend it easily. I guess he can push it. Maybe we go here first. Then he can't push this pawn after we go here. Let's try that out.
So at this point in the game, I think he's not really sure what he's going for.
Oh, okay. He's winning the tempo.
He needs to come up with a solid game plan.
I want to go somewhere where that's not bad. Maybe I should come all the way back here. Because if I go there, that's bad. I guess I can go here and then hit this rook. And then he's got to move the rook. So let's try that. And then I can go for this.
So I think a solid game plan consists of developing all of his pieces. If he develops his pieces, makes them just improve each piece just a little bit. So like improve his queen. His queen's on a kind of bad square. Maybe improve his queen, get his rooks on open files or half open files. So rook to b1 would be very good. But yeah.
All right. He moved his rook. Oh, he's blundered. Oh, no, I can't take that because it's pinned. Ah, bummer.
So many emotions.
Oh, that's pretty bad, isn't it? This pawn is just undefended. I didn't realize. Oh, shit. If I move my king there, can he do anything? Maybe I should have brought my bishop back here because then this pawn isn't pinned. If I bring my bishop back here, then I'm threatening this.
I like
but where's
it.
he going with his rook after that? He can't go there. He can go there. So then he'll have like 2 attackers on this pawn.
That wouldn't be good. He could go h4.
But I've
then.
got 1 defender and it's a pawn. So if he does take, I can just take.
Yep.
So I think I'll go for that. I'm running out of time. I got to move faster.
If he blunders by going rook g5, yeah, h4 wins the rook.
So I'm threatening that. I still want to do this move, but I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to.
So his opponent needs to move his rook back to probably f8.
If I go there and then he goes here, I'll just take and then he'll recapture. So maybe this idea wasn't all that great anyway. Okay, he dropped back. So now I can't take him, obviously.
So now I'd say just develop the queen.
Do I go for this? It's the only idea I have, so I think I'll just do it.
Not bad.
I don't have much time, so I've got to move fast. Okay, what's this knight doing? It's moving to a... He probably wants to go there, which is a pretty good square because I don't have any way to get rid of that knight. Oh, and he's also defending. Ah, man. That's pretty brutal, that move. Okay. Well, how about we come here, offer a queen trade, and then we can recapture like this, and then we do have a square. We have that square covered. Let's do that.
I like how that just improves him.
I gotta move way faster than this.
Like the moves he's making are improving moves, but yeah, he's right. He needs to move faster. Like just make a move at this point. He's down to 2 minutes, you know.
Oh, he's gonna win a pawn though, isn't he? Oh no, hang on, no. What am I saying? He doesn't want the queen trade. I could push here now and win another tempo. Where does he go from there? I'm just going to do it because I don't have time to calculate it.
Nice.
This pawn's defended. I love how I checked that after I've already made the move. I should do more checks like that, like which of my pieces are undefended. Which of his pieces are undefended? This one? Now that he moved there. Okay, this one's defended again. Is he looking to come back around this way? I don't know. What if I go here? He captures, I take back, and then he trades the rooks or something? I don't know.
So right now I would say his rook on f1 is weak, so he should probably try to double him on the b file.
Maybe we like... I have no ideas. I think that's the only idea I have. There's also this, I guess. He takes, I take, and then he wins a pawn. No. If I push here first and then go for this, that could work. But then that's cutting off my bishop. That looks the best though. Like, I don't think it really matters to be like covering these squares at the moment. I'll just go for this. You can go there. I'll just take, I guess. Then he takes, and then I take. But this is my main idea. Push that. I want to expose his king. Because I have this queen here now.
If he's running out of time, then just like improve by moving your king even. Like just make quick moves.
His knight over here is doing nothing of value. Oh, now it's doing something of value.
And there's a hanging pawn.
If he goes there, my rooks get forked. I don't want that to happen.
Take on b7.
But now he's not defending this pawn.
Nice.
So that's convenient because I need to move one of my rooks. So what else can he do? Oh shit, I gotta move. I'm running out of time.
He's found a way back into this game. It's even.
Does he come here? No, that's a terrible move. He might go there. If he goes there, I just go here. Maybe? No, maybe I just drop back. I just win the pawn and then get out of there.
The fact that he blundered a piece and now he's got 3 pawns for it is really good. Like he's doing very well.
Yeah, I think he's going to go there. Okay, he didn't do that. What's he doing with that move? I'm just going to go here. I'm so low on time.
I think his position's actually winning. He's got to double his rooks.
That move? He's got 2 attackers on that. I have 3 defenders, so that's good. Okay, recapture this way. Or maybe that was a mistake to recapture that way. Oh, I can go here now. That's looking pretty good.
He needs to think about moving his king, getting his rook on h1.
Is it? I almost feel like I shouldn't have castled. Whoops. Oh, don't pre-move. Okay, he's hitting my rook. I'll just drop all the way back.
a7 was another free rook move there for the pawn.
This pawn is being hit. It's defended, so if I move my queen, I'm going to drop that pawn. This pawn is only defended by his queen. So maybe I could push this one. I know my bishop is undefended. I need to bring my king up, I think. Then I can go here. Okay. Okay, he's got two attackers there. I'm just going to go for this. Yeah.
Well, you can take a6.
Okay, I can take this pawn.
But it's not.
Shit, I'm running out of time.
It's not looking good.
Let's just go here. Then maybe I can go there.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to take this pawn now.
He needs to coordinate his
I'm
pieces.
going to move my king up.
If the rook
No, he
takes
can't
that
take
pawn,
because it's still defended.
yeah, rook loses there. If he does, he gets with a queen.
Oh, he blundered.
Nice. Okay, he's definitely winning.
I have this now? Oh, no, I don't. What is this? Oh, he's just going to munch my pawns now. That's like nearly checkmate, isn't it?
Yep.
I think that's mate in 2 unless... Oh, he's preemptively moving that away. No, hang on. I can go here.
I think queen c8 might have been better.
There? I don't know.
Oh.
That is checkmate, I think. Or close to checkmate. Oh,
Well, the queen is there, so that's not quite a checkmate.
I'm dropping that pawn.
But yeah, go a3 here. It's looking really solid.
He's gonna check. Oh man.
Ah, it's close.
He's covering the square now. He knows what I want to do. Oh, that's bad.
He's out of time.
Ah. I'm dead. I've got 2.2 seconds left.
Pre-move
so
A3.
he wins on time, but also I'm actually up in material, aren't I? So this could have been a win if I was moving faster. But yeah.
Slink played really well that game. He blundered a knight and then he came back. I think he lost a lot of time on trying to come up with ideas. He wasn't really sure what he was going for, and he kept trying to think about what does he need to do. Just look at all your pieces and develop each of them slowly. Improve your pieces. So improve your king, improve your rooks, get them behind each other. I felt like in this game, none of his pieces were coordinating well together until the end there. He had a rook up on the top right, h8. He had another rook on the 7th rank. So I think his pieces started to coordinate at the end, but it was a little bit too late. So just improve your pieces slowly and you will be winning games. Okay, here is another game that Slink has just played. He played this like a day after we had this conversation together. So let's just go through it and see. You can see on the analysis he played with an 84.6 and he even had a brilliant move with no blunders. So this is an exciting one for me to look at. Let's see what he did. I'm quite excited to see. So he goes queen's pawn, knight out, and bishop here. So this is what we said when we were together. These are the first 3 moves. The opposing bishop came out. So immediately here, I would be playing f3. Now the reason f3 was bad in the previous game was because this pawn had moved up. And so f3 means he can immediately pin this and take this. But in this position, the pawn is still stuck here. So if he wants to go f3 now, he can do that because the bishop's come out. Okay, so he goes e3. No worries. It's still a good move. He develops his knight. I would have said here, probably f3 and then here. Or he could put his knight here, and he could push this pawn. So either one is good. Bishop comes out. Pawn up. I like his ideas. Knight out. Pawn up. He's kicking the bishop back. The bishop goes back. He's moving his pawns up. I like everything he's doing. He's playing really well. Okay, so bishop takes, and so he's got this knight here. So I'm assuming he's going to retake. He retakes with the knight, and now he has seen that the 2 knights are out. So I wonder, is he going to go for the b5 move? He does. He goes for the b5 move. I love it. Okay, so he's going for this. Let's see what he does. The block comes in. So in this position, it's really hard to say, should I take with the pawn or with the bishop? But the moves are fairly easy to just like force. So in your mind, you could see take, 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 take. Uh-oh, there's a queen here attacking me. So if I go through this, I'll show you black actually can stop white from castling for the rest of the game. So if we take with the bishop, knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes, and the queen is hitting this pawn and this pawn. So how do I defend both of them? If I defend with my queen on this one, then he grabs this one. If I go here to defend this one, then this one is still defended. We could also do that with a queen this way, but then the queen can come here. Like if my queen's here or here, we can't block this attack. And so the queen will come here and hit this pawn, and the king's going to have to start running. Maybe the king goes here to protect this one. But now you can see the king's in the open. He's never getting out of the open. And black can castle and have a really big attack with both of his rooks. So this wouldn't have happened if we took with the pawn. If we take with the pawn, knight takes, and then we can just make a developing move. Here the engine says h2 is good. It also says here the engine says e2 is good and also h3. But there's no attack on this pawn, and we're not coming under all that pressure. I'm excited. This has kind of gone with like both ideas. So there was the idea of going after this pawn, and there's the idea of pushing this bishop, and he's kind of gone for both of them. So that's kind of exciting. So he takes the pawn with his bishop, knight recaptures, pawn recaptures, and here the reason this isn't quite working is because the queen can recapture, and we're not winning this pawn immediately. Knight goes back, pawn, bishop back. He's blocked in his attack of this pawn, and he could have actually won a free pawn here, but that's okay. He actually fixes his position. Instead of reacting to this move by his opponent, he fixes his position and goes after this bishop, which is huge. He's playing a lot of really good moves. And here he captures the pawn. I'm really excited. He actually does this while his knight is weak. I guess he can see that his knight could be taken. Okay, so he didn't go for this. But yeah, he should go for this because he can threaten the rook. He's also got a castle coming in, and stuff is getting crazy. But his position's still winning. So this is a kind of disgusting queen move. I think he has this idea in his mind, like the queens can trade off and then we'll win it back. But like in this position, he's just sacrificing his knight. And so why is this so good? It's good because he could capture here. Rook has to come to d8, and then queen takes b5, and he wins both of the pawns with check. And here, if the rook blocks, I would say he can probably get a rook to d1, and now he's got two attackers here. If the king ever moves, we win the rook. This pawn is holding this. He can't move his queen away because then he loses the rook, and it looks really, really good. So he goes for the wrong pawn with check, and then he castles, which I actually think is quite good. Like, he doesn't grab the pawn and he's not greedy. He just castles and gets his rook into the game, which is super good. Takes, gets his other rook in, then he takes the pawn. He's completely winning. And now he traps the queen to the king. A beautiful game. Actual beautiful game. And now it's just an easy promotion. So he trades a pawn for the rook. And he gets a pawn for the other guy. He stops the queen. And it's a ladder for the win. Oh, that's fantastic. Really happy to see that Slink was able to get a win there. Like, and a win with like crazy good accuracy. So he's spotting some really good ideas. I think the JOBAVA London is a really good opening for all levels. But you can see Slink did really well with that. He's not the highest ELO player, but he was able to play like a grandmaster that game. Like, he played very well. Really enjoyed getting to do this coaching session with him, if you would call it a coaching session, because I'm not a coach. I don't really know everything about this game. I need to improve. I need to get coached myself. But it was fun trying to help out a lower rated player. And guys, if you do like funky music, go check out Slink's YouTube channel. He's got about 80,000 subscribers and he makes really cool, funky electronic music. So go check that out. He's really talented, and he has a much nicer mustache than I do. So I gotta step up my game. See you guys next week.